All right, COVID update. This is very encouraging. 40% of American adults have now gotten one or two vaxes. 40%. So almost everywhere, cases are going down. And now, this is what Biden talked about today. He says we're all going to be vaxxed, everybody who wants to be, by May. And that'll drive down the cases. And hopefully, by June, late June, we'll be able to go to the games and the concerts and the picnics and the beach and everything else. That's what we need to do here and get this country back on track socially. So that's really good news. Now, in Europe, it's really bad news. And here's the difference. So all the Europeans, not all, but I'd say the majority, and the media in Europe, hate President Trump. They don't like him for nothing he did was good. But Trump made a deal with the big bio companies and fast-tracked the vaccine. And it was successful. Moderna, Pfizer, J&J, they were paid big contractual money by the Trump administration. Operation Warp Speed. You all remember that, right? Everybody remember that? Even you, Nancy Pelosi, do you remember it? I think so. Okay. So we got the vax, and we got it in October. But the weasel who runs Pfizer wouldn't tell anybody until after Election Day. Keep that in mind. Could have made the announcement 2 or 3 weeks before. No. I don't think the Trump administration knew that those trials were successful. I think they just battened it down because the guy who runs Pfizer doesn't like Trump. Anyway, back to Europe. So Europe now, they're shutting down. Germany, Italy, France, they're shutting down everything again. Why? Because the hospitals are overflowing with COVID patients. They can't treat them. There's so many of them. Why? Because there's no vax. There's no vax. All right? So over there, let me get the stat here. 11% of the adult population in Europe is vaxxed. 40% in the USA. Why? Because they didn't have Operation Warp Speed. They didn't have a President Trump. You tell me Germany and France couldn't develop a vaccine? They got pharmaceutical companies over there. They didn't do it. Nobody did it because they didn't want to pay the money. Want to piggyback on the USA, they knew we'd do it. But if you want to piggyback, you got to wait. Now, Britain did develop a vaccine out of Oxford. And most of their people are vaxxed in England. And cases are coming down. Now, the EU, and remember Brexit, so England's not part of the EU anymore. They're furious with Great Britain because Great Britain won't give them the vaccine. Because Great Britain wants to vax their own people first. Even in Ireland, Ireland's in the EU. Northern Ireland's part of Britain, but not the Republic of Ireland. They're shutting the whole country down this summer. I don't know how those people are surviving over there. Those 5 million people live in Ireland because they are dependent on tourism. They're shutting it down. Can't go. I wanted to go. I had a trip booked. Can't go. Okay? So Europe, impotent, all right, doesn't do anything. They're getting hammered, and they're going to continue to get hammered until all of us Americans are vaxxed, all the Britons are vaxxed. Then we'll start to export the vaccine over there. Just so you know when you hear America's horrible and Sweden's so great.